All right, everybody. We're back for race day today. We are at LIL Dega here in Eastaborow, Alabama, and we got some special guests. My co-host Ryder's back, and who we got with us, Ryder?
My dad.
Your dad? Who is that?
Ryan.
Ryan? Is he a fast guy?
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, go ahead and introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are and what you do.
I'm Ryan Ralph. I am a pipe fitter. We live in just east of Evansville, Indiana.
Okay. How long you been racing?
I started racing when he was about a month old in January of 17.
Wow. Okay.
So he's been going to the racetrack since he was
A month old.
A month old, pretty much.
Yeah, and we had a good interview yesterday and talked about different things, and he says he's been racing for about 2 years now.
Yep.
And the biggest thing is, where are you going in January?
Where are you going to race in January?
I don't know.
What's the big race you're going to run B-Mod?
The Chili Bowl.
Chili Bowl. All right, fantastic. You've been to the Chili Bowl a number of times.
Yep.
You've won too, haven't you?
Yep.
That's what I thought. We were talking about that the other day. He wasn't quite sure. He couldn't remember. But yeah, were you the one? Was it you or was it? Who was it? The other guy that Scotty was calling the opposite person about 2 or 3 years ago.
It might have been.
And you're like, that's not me. That's not me. You're calling the wrong person. It was Grant Riles.
Okay.
I think he was calling you Grant Riles, or
He might have.
or he was calling Grant Riles you. One of the two.
I'm just better looking than Grant.
All right, Ryder, it's your turn to interview. What are some of the questions you want to ask your dad?
What's your favorite race?
Oh, man. Favorite race? I would say... that's a hard one. Chili Bowl's probably up there if you win. It's pretty far down there if you don't. It can definitely make it or break it in a week. Favorite race? I really like Triple H. Triple H Raceway puts on a good show.
Oh, yeah.
Twice a year. We go in March or April whenever they have the Show Me, and then they have the Barn Burner, and I think December. We usually try to go to that before Chili Bowl.
That's in Missouri, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, in West Plains, Missouri. And
West Plains?
It's a fun little track. It's a bull ring, and it usually gets a little grip to it by main time, and it's fast. It gets fun.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Got some more?
What's your favorite car that you run?
Oh, man. I would say my favorite car is probably SC Mod, but SC Mod is on its
Last breath, almost.
Yeah.
I think it'll make a comeback, but yeah.
It'll take some guys to get running it again, and it'll come back.
Exactly. Everything has attrition and that.
Yeah.
So.
And you can beat and bang with them, and you can get up on the wheel and drive them. Sprint cars are a lot of fun. I mean, they're fast and they're fun.
Talking about sprint car real quick, I'm going to interrupt you, all right? Yesterday, you come out, fast lap before you was like 14-something.
Mm-hmm.
You come out, and you put down a blistering full second under the previous top.
Mm-hmm.
And it stayed that way for the rest of the night.
Yep.
What in the world did you find in that car and in the track that got you that quick?
I think a lot of it is just after I started racing, my home track was high side, and it's a high bite circle pretty much. So you learn to make your car go on power and go through the corner quick.
You used to be the champion of that.
Mm-hmm. And so I mean that helps me a lot of places. It just when you get fast through the corner, you don't have to worry about so much straightaway speed as you do if your car kind of slows down the corner. You're trying to make that speed up.
Yep.
You can just carry that momentum, and it works out good for me. It's my style track that just fast and hammer down.
You said you guys were actually out and about, and you saw the race and decided to stop. What was it about the race that brought you here?
So I've tried to make it down here a couple of times now, and it never worked out. And we decided to take off and go to Florida for a few days earlier in the week, and we decided that we're going to go to Florida for a few days and then stop up here on the way home and race.
Fantastic.
So we were packed up pretty tight with between RC stuff and vacation stuff to make us through the week. But it
Yeah.
was well worth it. It was a good time.
I was the same way. All this stuff barely fit in my car that I rented. I was going to throw my Sprint in, and I'm like, I don't have enough room.
Mm-hmm.
So Shane's letting me run a ride this weekend.
Yeah, I seen that.
So
We almost just left him at home so that we could bring more RC stuff with us. But
you wouldn't allowed that, would you?
No.
No. You got something to say about that?
If they did do that, they'd be kicked out of the house.
Yeah, I can believe it. I can believe it. So, when you're at the Chili Bowl, because it's such a long race, do you have a different set of or ways that you go into the race compared to something like this that's only 2 days?
I mean, I think a lot of people overthink the Chili Bowl because it's such a prestigious race and it's so big and so long, and you have so much free time there. It's kind of, you overthink yourself. Once you get the car close, you're fine. You got to go for consistency over speed. Justin Draymire's the best at it.
Yep.
That guy will be right there. He's within a tenth of everybody. He won't ever seed number one, but he's going to be there to win the race.
Yes,
That's all
he
that
is.
matters. You can win qualifying, and it doesn't pay nothing. You ain't getting no driller for winning qualifying.
Nope.
And he's there every time because he's consistent in every race he does. I would say I go through all my cars with downtime. I just double check everything, make sure everything's tight, everything's free. When I build the cars, I take my time to make sure everything's free and everything's moving good the way I want it to, and just go out there. And I mean, really, you just go out there to have fun. It definitely makes it better when you win one because that's the race to win out of any race in the United States. That's the race to win.
Exactly. Talking about races to win, recently there's been little hype, little talk about Roar actually having a dirt oval championship.
Yeah, I seen that the other day that they had a to be determined date on it.
Do you think that's something that is going to happen, or do you think
I
they're
don't
just
know.
throwing it out there to see what they can get?
I think it's like a feeler. They're going to feel to see what kind of response they get out of it. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't have it. I think dirt oval has definitely grown a lot over
Absolutely.
the last several years. I mean, you even see big off-road guys, Finn and Rivkin. You see these guys running oval now. I mean,
Can't remember who it was. I was talking yesterday. They're going down to Phoenix.
Doug Gott.
Doug. And when I was talking with him, I said I had heard that two of the national champions, Mayfield, and I don't remember who the other one was, are going to be there.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm just hoping not to get lapped by him. I'm like, dude, man, you're a national champion too in our sense, so
yeah.
you shouldn't have any problems. You know, I've seen him run some other stuff, and you know, everybody has their thing. It's just because they're great and it doesn't in off road doesn't mean that it's going to transfer over.
Yeah. A lot of the off-road guys are more of an off-power through the corners.
Yeah.
That they don't get on the big circle to where it's wide open.
Yep.
And that can definitely, like Doug runs a lot of high bite stuff, and he's good. Doug has been doing this a very long time, and he's really good. He's one of the best there ever was to come through. I mean, you got 5 or 6 guys that anywhere they go, they're going to probably win the race. And when you get them all in one place, like the Chili Bowl, it turns into a good show. And it's whoever just makes it that far. There's so much luck going into the Chili Bowl.
Yes.
You seed well where you're going out and seeding during track track prep. If you go on an early track, late track, it makes a difference.
Huge.
And definitely if you get one of the guys that are really good and you get them in the last heat race for seeding, they're going to seed number 1 most likely.
Yep, that track has worked in better for them, and
Yeah.
you know, absolutely. I forgot what I was going to say. You have let's have you pop some questions out there for Dad.
Who's your favorite big car racer?
Ooh, big car racer. Sprint cars?
Whatever.
I would say probably Logan Seavey.
Logan Seavey. All right.
Logan Seavey's a very good driver. He's smart. You don't see him getting in a lot of the drama. and he's fast all the time.
I love this interaction with dad
Yeah.
and son.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
And I really hope he takes to this and does something with it. I would like to see him be somebody in it. It's nice to have people that look up to you as somebody, and
Absolutely.
it definitely helps that he has somebody to help him get to that point.
Absolutely. We were talking yesterday, and I think you're pretty lucky in a sense that he sounds like he really does listen to you. And I know a lot of sons, including my own. I could have said, you know, you need to ride with 5 wheels on the car, and my son would have looked at me and said, "What are you talking about, Dad?" But Mike Murphy or some of the bigger guys back home where I'm from would say, "Hey, William, I think we need to ride with 5 tires on our car," and he'd be like, "Yeah, I agree."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he seems to really be into
Yeah.
listening to you
Yeah.
and taking your advice, and that is even more awesome. Being able to listen to somebody like your dad has so much experience. You have endless wealth of knowledge right there. You need to remember that and take that and hold that in your heart, because that's something very special. And you're going to learn more about that as you grow up.
You'd have been better off if you're like Chad Jones' kid. He's better at it than I am.
Don't let them. Yeah, I agree.
You're better than anyone here.
You never know that. It can go. There's so many people here that can go fast. You never know. You never want to be the fastest one in the room or think you are, because somebody is always going to be faster.
And unfortunately, not only that, karma, or not karma, I can't think of the word, always shows up. You know, something happens,
Yeah.
somebody gets
Murphy's
in front
Law.
of you. Murphy's Law.
Yeah, Murphy's
Exactly. Somebody always pulls out in front of you. You don't have a chance to avoid it all the time.
Yeah.
He's pretty quick, pretty darn quick, but, you know, that one person, that's
Yeah.
all it takes.
Yeah. Well, the year that I won Chili Bowl in sprint, Draymire and myself were kind of leading the pack, 1 and 2, and I don't know if we would have ran clean the whole time. I don't know if I ever would have passed him. And he got tangled up with a lap car, and that cost him his whole run. Was one mistake by a lap car, and it wasn't like somebody does it on purpose. It's just you get crossed up a little bit and just wrong place, wrong time.
Believe me, I know that for.
And it happens.
I may have gotten in the way of a few people over my time.
Yeah.
I don't
Everybody
mean to.
does it.
I don't mean to, and that's the hard thing for somebody like me is, you know, guys like you. Jennifer Lathrop was the very first one that came to me, and because she's seen that I was changing my driving style to benefit them.
Yeah.
And she came to me and said, "Hold your line, no matter what level you are. If you can hold your line, hold your line. The guys that are faster, the guys that are better, they'll figure out a way around you. They ain't gonna touch you,
Yeah.
but they'll figure out the way around you. Hold your line."
Yeah. Yeah. That and I tell him that, and several other guys that I've helped along the way that are younger guys or guys that are getting going. If you're faster than somebody, find where you're faster than them and wait for that spot so that you can pass them right then.
Yep.
Okay, well, I know that they push a little bit coming off the corner. I'm going to open my entry a little bit and be able to make my way underneath it to where I can get on the gas before they do, and I can beat them down to the next corner. And that's one of the things Draymire told me. This has been probably 4 years ago or so. He said, you don't have to be faster than everybody. You just got to beat them to the next corner. And if you don't miss your line, most likely they're not going to pass you. And you just stay consistent. Consistency wins races.
Yes,
He's got so many drillers.
yes, indeed. It's amazing. It absolutely is amazing.
And I've been lucky enough that I've had several guys that are teammates of mine that are really good, that whenever I first got going, they were heroes to me. Like they were these guys that you didn't even talk to because you thought they're the best there is. But and then after I became at their level, it's not like that. All those guys are willing to help anybody. They do it because they have fun with it, and they're there to help.
Absolutely.
So if you ever have questions, I mean, any of them, it don't matter which one you pick, any of them will help you. And
Absolutely.
If they can't help you, somebody will.
That was one of the things when I first started doing this. I was so scared to go up and say, "Hey, can I interview you?" And I don't remember who it was. Said, "They're just like you.
Yeah, everybody's normal.
They're just like you. Walk up, talk with them." Most of them, 90%, 95% is going to say, "Absolutely,
Yeah.
when I have time." Will, and they'll come over like you did. You know, you had time waiting. Ryder's got the first race to,
Yep.
to go to, and that's in race number 9. I looked it up, made sure that I
Are you
didn't
race
enter.
9 or 11?
I think 11.
11, is it?
Uh-oh.
I want to say it was 9, but I could be very wrong. I looked it up to see, to make sure that we didn't have
Yeah.
any conflicts.
Yep.
Well, we're not in the mains yet. We're in heats. Qualifying. So, yes, we are live. No, I haven't got that up yet, which I should. Thank you for reminding me. We'll see what we have up there, if we have anything there. Sorry to everybody that's watching. I hadn't really turned that on. We got a couple people that were watching. They've got likes in there already. Thank you. If you've messaged before, I just turned on the messengers where we could see it, and go ahead and do it again. I'm going to let these guys go here pretty soon. We'll see if anybody comes on, makes a comment or question or anything real quick, and then I'll let you guys get back to getting your cars ready and getting ready mentally. Do you have a mental thing that you go through?
So when I first started getting to where I could win races pretty regularly, I was pretty hard on myself. I tore my cars apart every round and rebuilt the whole car every round.
Wow.
Because I didn't want any problems to bite me. My first year at the Chili Bowl was 2019, so I was 2 years into racing RC cars. I went out in SC Mod, and that's when SC Mod was still really big. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Murphy was there, and I was a nobody. Murphy, Jones, Dustin, Riles, they were all running. Draymire, they were all running. I go out and seed number 1, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how did I just manage that with all these guys? But again, that was the year the track kind of gripped up a
Yep.
bunch, and I had.
You were able to get it.
Yeah,
I think that was my first year.
was it when it
I
gripped
want-
up like
no.
insanely?
No, maybe it wasn't. That was a couple years into it. I've been going for about 8 years now, so yeah, it'd be a little bit further back.
Okay.
But I do remember that. That was when Murphy came back. Or are you talking Mike Murphy?
Mike Murphy.
Mike Murphy. Yes, that was a couple years in.
Yeah, it was the year Mike Murphy won.
Yes, 2 out of the 3 he was
Yes,
in.
yes.
And he could have had that third one
Yes,
too.
yes. But yes, so I seeded number 1, and then I broke in every heat after that. So after that, it was kind of an eye-opener. I need to know that my cars are not going to go out there and break. You travel all this way.
Exactly.
And that's the last thing you want to happen. I remember a friend of mine, Jeff Schindler, we were there together, and like I said, I was nobody, and I didn't really know anybody yet. That was the first really big race I went to, and I was in a heat race in sprint with Max Flutter, and I happened to win the heat race. And I got off the driver's stand. He's like, "Man, you just beat Max Flutter." And I was like, "Oh, who's Max Flutter?" And at that point, I didn't know who Max Flutter was.
Exactly.
But if I knew now, then I would have been shaking like a leaf out there.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue who he was. And Max is one of the best there is too. I mean,
Exactly.
Max is there every time. He's just like Draymire. They're both very consistent. They're not going to miss. Nathan Dean, I'd say he is the best to ever do it. He can retire for a year and then come out and still make everybody look bad.
Mike Murphy's the same way. He
Yes,
hasn't
Mike
been
Murphy is one
he
of the best.
hasn't been in a lot of the big races, but everywhere he goes, he's on it. I've known Mike for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. And my son looked up to him tremendously
Yep.
and
I
emulated him a lot.
I talked to Mike last week before last, and about because I don't ever run a bump stop on my right front of my late model, and I know he does, and he's good at that kind of
Yes.
stuff. He's very good with late model stuff. So I was just talking to him about what to do, and this weekend I'm running a bump on my right front of my late model, and that was because he kind of told me what I needed to do with it to make the change. And I've tried it before and I didn't like it, but now that I know what I'm doing with it, I can kind of get away with it.
Hey, Dad.
Gotcha.
What's up?
How do you like this track?
I really like the track. It's fast. It's smooth for the most part. It's got a little bit of character, but I think that just makes it even better because you actually have to drive the car. You got to find the
Yep.
line that doesn't upset your car.
Down here in 3, got a couple pieces that are starting to character up.
Yep.
Coming out of 2 or coming out of 4, you got a little character where it comes out and then it starts going up and then you're coming back down.
Yep.
Everything kind of Yeah, like you said, it has its own little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for racing in the sun and on rubber, it's not really hurting tires as bad as I thought it would.
Exactly.
I've been on Smoothie 2s. I've been on old wore out J Concept ellipses and dirt webs. That's what I ran last night in seating for late model, and they were just fine. The Smoothie 2s I ran in on sprint, and they were really good. I mean,
Obviously.
they were the tire to be on at that moment. It's just the equipment makes a big difference. GFRP cars are the best car on the market.
Yeah.
If I didn't think so, I wouldn't run them. And Dustin's done a lot in the last few years to make those cars what they are now.
That is one thing about Dustin. He's always he's not settling
Yes.
and staying. He's always innovation.
Yeah.
The innovation is continuing and continuing and continuing.
Yeah.
And with the group of guys that he has racing for him, such as yourself, he's got some of the best racers out there
Yeah.
that are willing to do that, to take those parts and run them so he can get the information.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, and they're-
also pass on what you guys think should be done.
Yeah. And there's a lot of times that our guys will go to the track and they might not be that good, and that's because they're testing something we're trying to find something that might be better than what we had before.
Exactly.
But I think the cars that we have now I'm running a 24 high bike car this weekend for sprint and a 24 assailant for my late model, and I don't think I could find anything that make them any better with any other car. I mean, there's other companies that make great cars. Not knocking the other company, but for me, the GFRP cars has been the car to be on, and it seems like a lot of guys are running GFRP cars now. They have a great customer service now. I mean, they're quick. Joel and G do a great job getting stuff out. I mean, you get your stuff in a couple of days now. I mean, it's and if it's not right, they fix it immediately. He's done great. Joel and G have really turned that place around, which obviously Dustin's a part of it too.
Exactly.
But most time you ask Dustin something, he's just going to tell you to ask Joe.
Yep. Pass that
Yeah.
that right on down.
Ask Joe. I don't know. Just ask Joe.
All right, gentlemen, I'm not going to keep you. I know you're going to have to get ready to go here pretty soon and find out what it is if you're in 9 or 11.
Yep.
Yep.
So
We don't want to miss your race.
no,
Nope.
don't
Nope.
want to do that.
Nope.
I
We're gonna-
appreciate you having us on.
I appreciate it too. Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you for allowing me to have Ryder,
Yeah.
and you'll be back, right? All right, bud. You're gonna do my race. Are you gonna talk through my race? Fantastic.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to have you on. Pleasure, especially having Ryder too.
Yeah.
So
You can keep him all day.
all right, we are in the middle of racing here. We're in Midwest Mod. I'm gonna get some stuff up here for you. Let me. I'm going to get Live RC up here for you. There we go. I got that there. We're going to get away from my ugly mug, and we're going to go to some racing here. All right. This is qualifying. We got Trayson Lunsford, Michael Wilder, Dan Uris, Matthew Hayes, and Phil Thompson. Your leader, Trayson, out in that 33 Midwest Mod. You got Michael into the number 2 spot in that white. Your yellow car is Matthew. He came up from the 4th spot. Dan's fallen back in that number 0. White and orange, Dan. We're doing 2-minute rounds. 2-minute rounds. 28 seconds in. We got Trayson, Michael, Matthew, Dan, and Phil. Your leader in that number 33 coming out of turn 2, going up. Got to stay high out of 4. Stay high out of 4. And a broken car. Michael having some issues. Going to try to get it back out on the track. Trayson's out front. Dan back up to the number 2 spot. Matthew in the number 3. Phil 4. And Michael 5. Scooter Allison out there. He's helping out, trying to figure out if he can fix that. Also taking and watching the race here. This is race number 4, Midwest Mod. Trayson out front, Dan. Trayson's got a 5:07. He's on a 30-lap pace. 30-lap 2:27. Matthew jumps past Dan on that last lap. Matthew up to a 2:40. Dan's 32:41. He's right on his tail there. That's that yellow and white and orange car. That is for position. Your leader is back behind Dan. He's looking underneath Dan, trying to make a pass. Meanwhile, Matthew's pulling away. Yes, there you go. Your leader just takes and goes underneath Dan. 5:03.2. Matthew just ran a 4:90. Trayson up to a 4:80. Trayson out front. Matthew in second. Dan in third. Phil third or fourth, and Michael off the track. Maybe we're going longer than 2 minutes. Are we doing 3 minutes? I'm not sure. Trayson out front. Matthew still in that number 2 spot. Dan in 3, Phil 4, and Michael off the track. Trayson's on a 30, 2:27. Matthew's on a 30, 2:20 or 2:38. All right. Trayson takes that one. Matthew comes in second. Dan third. Phil fourth. All right. I did get the feed fixed for everybody. Yes, he is. That is correct. Ralph is one heck of a driver. Michael McGee, how you doing, sir? It is fantastic down here. A little hot. Trying to keep things going here. It's by laps. Okay, so the 30. Okay, it's 30 laps. Okay, thank you, Michael. It was 30 laps. Thank you. Yes, I didn't even know that, so I appreciate that greatly, greatly, greatly. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. Already all excited about Chili Bowl and getting to the house again, being down in that, getting into that house with everybody. It's going to be a fun time. Midwest Mod, this is the second race, second heat of Midwest Mod. In this one, we got Trevor on point. Kalen in the number 2 spot. Andy, Adam, and Carrie rounding out the field. Getting everybody all up to speed, getting the cars worked out, getting everything dialed in. We'll see how things go here. Got a couple of them making adjustments at the last minute here. You'll have to forgive me as I take a couple of drinks here between a little Mountain Dew or Diet Mountain Dew and some water to try to stay hydrated. Maybe even a little bit of pickle juice shot. Yes, I did say pickle juice. It helps hydrate. It also helps the stomach, and it helps with cramping. All right, they're going to get ready to go. They got 30 seconds on the clock before the race starts. Forgive me, I'm trying to pull up some stuff here. The racers are getting ready to go here. I am in. Where am I? Oh, they changed it. I'm not in the same one anymore. That's late model. Oh yeah, I'm in the same one. Race 25, and I get to race against Shane again. There will be 4 of us in that race. Race 25. All right, what else was I going to look up? I was going to look something else up, but I can't remember. Oh, that's what I was going to look up. That would help. See fun time. Turn it down. Make sure we have nothing going on here. Yep, there we are. We're live. Have fun the rest of the show. We're just getting to Cedar Bluff. Mike, have a wonderful day out at. Yep. What about it? Yep. You gonna talk? Not yet? All right. Sorry, my wife was messaging me. Right now I'm not sure. I was going to go on there real quick and look, but my wife messaged me, so I figured I better check it out. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Midwest Mod out there right now, and they're running. I'm trying to check it here. All right, there we go. They're getting close to being at the end here. They're on lap 22. We got Trevor out front, Andy in the number 2 spot, Colin in the number 3, Adam and Kevin round out the field. Trevor's at a 32:33 pace. Andy is a 32:20 or 2:35. Not very far off. They're all on the same lap. Nope, not anymore. Yes, Andy and Trevor are. All right. That ends the race. Trevor takes that. Andy in second. Kalen in 3. Adam and Carrie in the 5. Race number 6 coming up here. And I don't have to have the thing touched anymore. I figured it out. You don't have to touch that pad anymore. All right. Our new list is up. So far right now, who's in the top spot? Tyler. Tyler's in that top spot. Cornell, Brent, Jared, and Seth out on the track in Midwest Mod here. Everybody getting up to speed, getting their cars ready to go. He's going to call them in here shortly and make last adjustments. Having some issues there. I'm going to pull this forward a little bit. What's that? What? Nope. It's just people showing up. Oh yeah, I already talked about those. That's been a while. Oh, my wife probably messaged me. All right, everybody, I need to take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna let you watch the race. I need to take care of some stuff at home. My wife had somebody show up at the door and pound on the door for a while, and I need to find out what's going on. So if you don't mind, I need to take a break for personal. You can continue watching. Again, I'm sorry. I'm going to step away for a while, but we're going to leave live action going. So here we go. All right, I'm back. I am so sorry, everybody. Yeah, I know there was purposely no sound. I had something happen at home. I needed to call my wife and get that straightened out. She had somebody come to the door, pounding on the door. She was not able to answer the door. She didn't want to answer the door. And the guy actually, I got him on camera. He actually opened up our porch door and looked inside. Mind you, this guy was in a suit. He had a stack of papers, but still, it's very creepy when something like that happens, and it makes you want to, make sure everything's okay. So I apologize that there was no sound. We are in qualified. This is kids. I believe this is our second race in kids. We have David, DJ, and Bethany. 25 down, 5 to go for David. He's out front. DJ is right behind him shortly right after that. He's about 4 seconds back. Still on the same lap though. DJ going across the line right there. Nope. I'm not sure who's who. Sorry about that. Again, I'm sorry that I had to step away. I'm back. Our buddy is going to be racing here pretty soon. And Mr. Ryder Ralph. Are you it? Are you up? Yeah. No, this isn't. Tyler, Nathan, Kyle, and Jacob. This is novice now. I don't know. I got to see here what. I missed the first 2 races, so I apologize for that. Trying to find out some information from my buddy over here. Live RC Dega qualifying round 1. You're in 11, so you got to go to battery tech. Your dad's up there right now. The rider is going to be in race number 11. Our top qualifier so far is David Duncan. He's got a 33.22. That's the mark to beat. We got 2 more classes or 2 more races to go for the novice group. We're in race number 10. Again, we got Tyler, Nathan, Kai, Jacob, and Anthony. Jacob has been the one that's been over here. He said he's going to talk with us here in a little while. Mr. Baxter was out there making a comment. He needs to come over. If you're out there, Mr. Baxter, John, sir, come on back. It is a beautiful track, absolutely beautiful. Jonathan, Mr. Beard, or the Beard, has done a fantastic job. They've kept this track. It's got a lot of character. It is a rubber down track. It is a high bite track, as you can tell. You're going to hear some of these cars squealing. So it's such high bite as they go around the corner. Some of these bigger SC style chassis. We got Kyle out front. He's out front. He's got a 6.7. Jacob on the move, going up to the second spot. Oh, now he's up into the number 1 spot. Jacob making his way. He is in that Mud Boss black with the Mario Brothers theme. Jacob taking the lead. He's got a 6.67. 6.67. 6.72 for Anthony. Oh, our leader gets taken out and put on its side. Oh, there we go. He's back up and running. How's that going to deal out? Is Jacob still going to be in the lead? No, Jacob drops back to third. He's got plenty of time to make it up, though. Anthony going to the top spot. Kyle, number 2. Jacob, 3. Jacob, number 10, looks like to be the leader. Oh, goes in and puts him up to the wall here. That puts Jacob into the number 2 spot, passing Nathan. Nathan is in that orange and black number 10. Our leader, let's see who it is here. Oh, Jacob. I can't tell. He's going underneath. Is this for the lead? That is not for the lead. Our leader is in that 22 red and white. That is Anthony. Jacob is making up ground. He's got 13 laps down. He's got 17 more to, or 16 more to go. He is coming up underneath. Oh, our leader gets a little bit sideways, giving Jacob a chance to get underneath him here down in 3 and 4. He goes by. Is that for the lead? No. Where is Jacob? Where is Anthony? Yes, that was for the lead. It took a while to show up on the screen there, but Jacob back out front. Anthony in the number 2 spot. Tyler, Nathan, Kyle round out the field.
All right, put Jacob Ford up to the 1 spot and down to the 2 spot.
Go PBR Racing and Studio 10. Yes, that's coming from YouTube. Thank you for checking out YouTube. If you haven't already, we also have YouTube. Check them out, and please, please, please subscribe. Trying to get that built up. Our leader, Jacob, out front with 22 laps, 23 that time by. Oh, he gets sideways, or gets in. Let off on the throttle, Jacob, let off on the throttle. All right, that's going to cause a little bit of things going on here. Let's go. Yes, Anthony back to the top. Jacob in the number 2. Anthony is in that 23. Our leader is trying to race harder than he needs to. He needs to race his race, not harder. Jacob still trying to make it up. I don't think he's going to have a tough time to get back up. He's got that number 2 spot. Anthony in that red and white 22. Unless something happens to them, it's pretty well set. 28 down. 2 more to go. Your white flag comes out this time by for that 22 as he goes across the line. Leader coming out of 3 and 4. How's he going to do? And he crosses the line. Anthony takes the win. Jacob 2, Nathan 3, Tyler 4, and Kyle rounds out the field. Yes, this is the novice class. This is the novice class. We have one more novice race. There was several. Let me take a look here. We had 3 novice races. Prior to that, we had Mud Boss already. Our next up will be midgets after this race that we have here for the novice. All right, they're getting out here. He hasn't changed the screen yet. We'll see who we got. I know we got Ryder in this one. He's my co-host this weekend. He's already done an interview with his dad. That was an awesome, awesome experience. We're going to try to get a couple more and have him help us. Yes, everybody's having a freaking awesome time out here. Josh, long time no talk. I finally got to meet Scooter over here. He's pitting right next to me. Super, super nice, as expected. You know, you can't ask for a better sponsor. All right, we got Billy Haynes, Emily Solder, Ryder. Brantley and Nash in this race. We got 5 out on the track. This is going to be a good race here. Everybody's running really good. I'm going to tilt my thing so I can see it a little bit better. The sun is out. It is beating down on this track like you wouldn't believe. But you know what? It's still having fun. He is a great guy. He is a wonderful guy. You are correct. This is the last of the novice. We do have a kids class. I think they've already ran. I think they were one of the first ones out, if not the first two races out. We are at LIL Dega in Eastaborough, Alabama. The sun is unbelievably warm, but you know what? It's a great time, as long as you stay in the shade. All right. All right, they're getting them lined up here. Willy out front, Emily 2. Emily came over here yesterday, and she was a little nervous about trying to be on, but she stood back here and watched. I have a feeling at some point she will come over. You haven't checked her out, her racing page? Get over there and check it out and like it. Got Billy out front. Emily into that number 2 spot. Emily going around, going into that number 1 spot now. Got Ryder stuck on the wall. Billy out front. Branley into the number 2 spot. Emily in the 3rd. Nash and Ryder are back in 4th and 5th. We'll see what we can do here. Ryder starting to make up a little bit of time. He is a couple laps down, unfortunately, because of the incident in the front stretch. Billy out front. He's on a 33:21. That is a TQ pace, the last I remember. I haven't looked at that here just recently, but Billy's out front. He's got 8 laps in the book. Branley is in the number 2 spot. Emily 3, Nash 4, and Ryder 5. Ryder's got a 6:47 lap time. Billy has a 6:27. Ryder not on the podium. He's on the backstretch. He likes racing from the backstretch. Everybody has their own way they like to race. Ryder has that number 16 red car out there, just like his dad, that number 16. Billy out front. Billy, I believe, in that number 18 right there with Ryder. Emily on her top over there in turn 4. Hey, I see Papa Willie's is watching. Andy is watching. Papa Willie's Rubber Tire Nationals is watching. We got some of the guys right here watching us. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. We are here at the Papa Willie's Rubber Tire Nationals, trying to get that set up right back up there for you guys to watch and see the, oh, right here in front of us, upside down, no, backside up, right side up. Billy out front, 26, 4 laps to go, 3 this time by. He's got a lap on the field. Brantley in the number 2 spot, Emily, Nash, and Ryder. Mark Bryant's in the house. How are you doing, sir? I missed my chance earlier to get Robin. I seen he was on, and I think he probably left again because we didn't have any sound. I had a little kind of emergency at home that I needed to get a hold of my wife and get straightened out. Had a guy come to the door and start pounding on the door. And also opened the door. Really kind of scared the living daylights out of her, so told her she needs to call 911 when something like that happens. All right, they're going to blow off the track again. We're going into midgets. Want to make sure that that groove is nice and clean. Get some of those rocks and dirt and dust out of there. It's going to get loud here in a little bit, so don't be surprised. And somebody has to go out on the track while they're blowing. First heat of midgets. Cannot remember exactly how many are in midgets. I did see Mr. Shane Wheeler over there. He is not in this one. He will be up here shortly. He blew it right up in me, right up in the face. All right, we got by here. We got cars out on the track now, waiting for them to change over the live RC. We do have live RC's timing up there. I say it's getting warm. I'm gonna have to move my sheet around here pretty soon. I gotta have a sheet up to block the sun so my equipment doesn't fry. I had it shut down multiple times yesterday. Midgets are out. Here we go. We got Nathan, Dean, not Nathan Dean, Nathan, Dean, Josh, and Michael. That is your running order. We got 4 out there. We got 2 of them in, taking and getting a couple of turns and twists. And
come on, Billy. Stick the car on the table. Don't go all the way back to the pit. Blow the race up.
all right. Getting our marshals out there. He said he is not afraid to start taking laps away. Said that early on. Ooh. Ducked underneath that. Saved that in turns 3 and 4. Didn't save it that time, though. That was a boom. Boom shakalaka. This is our first race of midgets. Landon, sir, welcome. Mark, fantastic. Glad to see you're doing good. It is an awesome track. It is with the amount of heat and everything. Yesterday, they watered it a couple times and it got a little slick, and it wasn't exactly the easiest track to figure out. Later in the day, they went away from watering. As you can see, it's grooved. But that's on purpose. They actually drag a tire. The upper portion obviously got a little bit of extra dirt up there. You can't quite see the tire marks up there, but the main racing groove is looking good. We're not having any problems. They did put a tiny mist on it earlier, and it has not had any effect, but I think that's about all they're going to do as far as that goes. You want Ryan Ralph for 20. You know what? After watching Ryder, I'd take Ryder for 20. But yeah, Ryan's pitted right next to me. He was on earlier. We did a really good interview. His son got to be part of the interview. He was asking him questions. Gotta love it when a son comes up and helps and is actually able to interview his father. You know, you can see the love, the admiration, and all that good stuff. And it was amazing to watch him talk and ask questions with his dad. But yeah, they've done a fantastic job with the track. The track is very, very rubbered down, and it is very high bite. We got a little pushing going on down there in 3. You can't quite see. They're all lining up, but they think they all need to be push started. There you go. You've seen some of it right there. But we're waiting on something. Yeah, he is so cool. You know, the funny thing is, you know, I've always heard the name Ryan Ralph. I've heard it and heard it at the Chili Bowl and heard it at other races. But until this weekend, I couldn't have told you who he was if he walked right up in front of me. I finally know who he is. I know what he looks like. And Ryder, yeah, I can't ask for a better co-host. He's going to be coming back over later. He is an amazing young man, has a very, very strong knowledge of racing already at his age. Talamats, Eric, how you doing? Welcome to the race. Yeah, Ryder will be doing commentary for probably about 3 races when I go to race my sprint car. Well, Shane's sprint car. And he did it yesterday, did a fantastic job from what I understand, and I look forward to having him talk with you all here today when he comes back. So, again, we got Nathan, Dean, Josh, and Michael in this heat. Midgets, they are on quasi tires. They're getting them lined up, and here we go, coming out of 4. Nathan takes the green flag. We got Josh looking underneath real quick. Didn't get the pass, though. Still in 3rd spot. Nathan out front. He is in that yellow and orange car, followed by, our number 2 guy gets around, and Josh will take in 2nd spot. Josh in that all-orange car. Dean in that white, blue, and red car. Matthew in the blue and yellow. Make that teal and yellow, looks like. Nathan out front still. He's leading from the get-go. He's got 7 laps in. He's got 3 on the same lap. Dean making a push to come back up underneath. Nathan, Josh, Dean, and Michael. Dean makes a pass down in 1 and 2, going back to that number 2 spot, passing Josh. He's in that. Josh is in that orange. Dean is in that white and blue car. He's coming up on the backs. Dean goes and gets a little bit of a traction roll here down here in 3 and 4. That allows Josh to come back around. Josh into that number 2 spot. 14 down, 15 down that time by your leader, Nathan. He is in that all yellow car. Dean having issues coming around 3 and 4. He is gripping so hard, and he's putting it on 2 wheels. He keeps that up. Joey Chitwin maybe. Josh gets a little sideways coming out of 2. That gives Dean the chance to get back out and around. Dean into that number 2 spot. We got Nathan out front. He's got a lap on the field. Dean in the number 2, Josh in 3, and Michael in 4th. Nathan right there in that yellow and green with the green back car coming out of turn 2, going into 3. We got Dean in that white and blue car, and Josh in the orange with Michael in the blue or the teal and yellow car. Nathan's got 26 laps that time by. He's coming out of 4, going to put 27 on the board. He's got 3 to go. Dean in that number 2 spot. The leader and Josh get hooked up. Josh gets turned upside down. Luckily, it didn't really hurt Nathan any at all. Nathan on the last lap, that white flag. He's coming out, and he just crossed the line, taking the checkered. Nathan takes that. Dean in the number 2. That would be Squatch or Manila Gorilla in the number 2 spot. Michael coming up into that number 3 spot on the last lap, taking it from Josh because of that little incident. Wow. Last lap pass for 3rd spot. Cody, how are you? Shane, Jared, and Bo, welcome. We are here at LIL Dega, Eastaborough, Alabama. We're currently in the second race of midgets. Our race this time, we have a 5-car field. Shane Wheeler, Timothy Horde, Will Lampa, Jared Bean, and Glenn Worthington. That is the field for you. It is a beautiful warm day out here. Track is fully under sun, beaten down hard on it. Everybody getting their car warmed up. Got our marshals out there. Nathan down here in the yellow shirt. Dean down in the camouflage down there in the turns 1 and 2. Those were your top 2 from our last midget race. Let's see how we're going to do here. Woo, something loud next door. Sorry, I had to take a little bit of a drink there. Got to make sure I stay hydrated. Michael, kick ass. Shane, absolutely. Sherry, nice to see you on here. Michael, oh, Shane, traction rolls right off the bat. Oh, they're doing a re-rack for race. Shane said, the announcer Jonathan says he must have got the memo. If you wreck out here, got to take at least 2 or 3 out with you, but to get the re-rack. So they're coming around again for another chance here. Shane, Timothy, Will, Jared, and Glenn. Your leader, Shane, taking him out. He gets sideways again. All right. That puts 2 of them down quite a ways. Timothy Howard and Shane going back in the field. Luckily, they did not get lapped yet. Oh, some more. That would be, I believe, Timothy that was traction rolled down there in 1 and 2. Our leader, Will Lampa. Glenn Worthington coming from that number 5 spot into the number 2, taking advantage of everything that was going on. Shane goes underneath traction rolls as he clips the front end of Glenn. Hello, sir. Will still out front. He's got 8 laps down, 7 for Glenn. Glenn in the number 2 spot. Shane 3, Timothy 4, and Jared is out. Didn't get the call. Will Lampa, Wheeler upside down in turn 3. That's going to cost him a little bit there. He stays out in the number 3 spot, but it takes and loses a little bit of ground on Glenn and Will. They are top 3 are on the same lap. Will's got, oh, Timothy goes over again. Will Lampa, 15 down, 15 to go, 16 that time by. He's running a 30-257. Glenn's a 30-258. Shane's a 30-304. Top 3 are still on the same lap.
All right, race number 14. Battery ticket is.
Oh! About ready to get lapped here. Shane gets a lap. Your top driver, Glenn, now. Will back out front now. That Will is in that green car right there, followed by Glenn in the white. And Shane is in third, a lap down to those 2 in the black and red midget. Timothy looks like he might be off now too, unfortunately, after that last incident. Glenn back out to the front. No, Glenn bobbles here down in turns 1 and 2, and Will gets back around him. Your leader, Will Lampa, he is in that green machine. He's got second place, Glenn, right on his tail. Scooter struggling, or not Scooter, Shane struggling with traction roll. All right, our leader goes around. He's stuck down here in turns 3 and 4. Glenn passes him on the last corner to take that win. Will, number 2, Shane 3. Our race number 3 for the midgets. Coming up, we got Todd, Tiny, Richard, Greg, and Phil. Mike, sir, how are you doing? Michael and Michael, thank you for coming on. Got our turn marshals coming out. Going to get this thing rolling here pretty soon. Everybody got checked in. Getting things up to speed. Going to make their final adjustments. Richard Terry here with Shane out of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is where he is out of. Shane now out in Utah. Talking about states, we got them from all over this weekend. We got Illinois myself. We got the Ralphs from Indiana. We got some from Pennsylvania. We got some from Ohio, Michigan, Florida, Georgia, here in Alabama, Mississippi, I believe Tennessee, and I'm probably missing a few still. They're from all over here. It's a great turnout. We have over 150 entries. I believe it was 142 or 43 yesterday, and I think they said they signed up a couple today. So we have a good crowd here. This is the first round of qualifying. First round. Andrea, welcome back. We're in Midwest, or excuse me, we're in midget. This is the third race of midgets. Todd, Tiny, Richard, Greg, and Phil round out the field. Our leader taking the green flag. That would be Todd. He gets turned around. Oh, restart, re-rack. Got turned around there, didn't you? Darn it. You still came back pretty good. You happy with it a little bit? Not totally, but yeah. Yeah. You want to talk? All right. Grab a headset. We'll get you that chair up here. Yes, I can, sir. I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yep.
You can hear me. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. What number do you have? You got number 2. All right.
Like I was using.
Yep. All right, we're going to have you sit right over here after I get my legs through there. All right, we got the co-host back. This is Ryder. Ryder's already raced earlier, had a little incident, right? Yeah, got turned around, cost him a little bit. Got stuck against that front wall, unfortunately.
Someone ran into me.